The US just set an all-time crude oil production record in December of 2023. Today, we're talking about what this means for US energy independence, how long production will stay at these recent highs, and how you can participate in the shale revolution. Howdy folks, my name is Steven Hatcher. My company acquires and aggregates mineral rights all across the country. I'm an oil and gas attorney by background, and I have over a decade of experience buying, selling, and developing oil and gas properties all across the country. On this channel, we talk all things oil and gas and mineral rights and how you can invest in the US energy sector. So the US just set an all-time crude oil production record of 13.3 million barrels per day. How did we get here and what does that mean? Unless you live under a rock, you know that an energy revolution has been unfolding here in America for the past 15 years. And no, I'm not talking about renewables or batteries or lithium. I'm talking about the shale revolution that has unleashed billions of barrels of crude oil reserves here in the US. The combination of horizontal drilling and hydraulic fracture stimulation has allowed US energy companies to unlock vast shale reserves located deep beneath the Earth's surface. The shale revolution has altered the global energy and geopolitical landscape in a big way. Like it or not, oil and gas powers the global economy and will continue to play a huge role for decades to come. Having oil and natural gas gives you power. So think the US, Saudi Arabia, and even Russia. And not having it means that you have to rely on others to get it. So think Europe. The US currently produces more crude oil than any other country on the planet. And the interesting thing is that US production has continued to grow under both Republican and Democratic presidents. And this gives the US a tremendous amount of geopolitical power. So not only are we self-reliant for a large portion of our energy consumption, we are also the second largest exporter of crude in the world next to Saudi Arabia. Following Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2021, European nations suddenly realized that they were far too dependent on Russian imports of crude oil and natural gas. In fact, the US had been warning its European allies for years not to become too reliant on cheap Russian energy. What happened? Putin weaponized this reliance by reducing energy exports to Europe. And the European economy and its citizens were crushed as energy prices shot through the roof. While energy prices went up here in America, the impact on US consumers was minimal compared to what happened to Europe. So will this shale production last forever? The short answer is no. Oil and gas are finite resources, and there are a lot of really smart folks that are flashing warning signs that US production has peaked and will start to decline from this point forward. US land-based rigs are down 20% year over year, and US production always lags the rig count. Further, much of the tier 1 acreage or sweet spots in the US shales has been drilled. This means that only second and third tier locations remain, which will be harder and more expensive to drill and produce. While there's still plenty of wells to be drilled, it's going to become harder and harder as the years go on for US producers to continue this pace of production. So if you're an investor or you're interested in investing, how do you participate in this renaissance of energy here in the US? There are several different ways. First, you could buy the stocks of the US majors and independents. Second, you can also participate directly by owning oil and gas assets yourself. My company acquires and aggregates mineral rights all across the country. We buy thousands of acres of mineral rights every single year. When wells get drilled on our properties, we receive passive royalty income on that production. If you want to learn more about oil and gas and mineral rights, make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel. I'm also working on a course to share my secrets for how I make money buying mineral rights across the country. If you want to get on our wait list for the course, you can shoot me an email at steven@mineralsguide.com.